Start with breaking news here on the Plus. Metro Police trying to track down the guy they say stabbed 3 people on Broadway overnight. News Channel 5's Kimberly Davis has been on this story all morning long. Kimberly, good morning. How are these folks doing this morning? Are they hurt badly?
Steve, good morning. Well, according to Metro Police, they're telling us that 3 people were transported to the hospital. 2 of them were transported in reportedly critical condition, but officers are telling us this morning that all 3 are suffering from non-life-threatening injuries. So that's the good news in this. They are expected to be okay, but the bad news, they are still looking for the suspect who was responsible for putting them in the hospital this morning. They're telling us it all happened around 1:45 this morning between 2nd and 3rd on Broadway. Police are telling us that the 3 people walked up to that suspect and asked for a cigarette. Somehow that suspect got angry. Then that's when he pulled out a knife. We're told he stabbed all 3 of those victims, and they were each transported to Vanderbilt University Medical Center. And again, that suspect is still on the run. He took off after stabbing the 3 victims. Police are telling us he's described as a bald man. He was heavy-set, and he also had on a tan-like jacket. If you have any information that could help police, they would like to hear from you. Give them a call at 615-74-CRIME, and they are still working on getting a hold of surveillance video to be able to tell who was the aggressor in this situation. For now, we are live in downtown Nashville. I'm Kimberly Davis, News Channel 5.
Thank you. New this morning, a man is finally behind bars for a wild shootout at a Goodlettsville recording studio. Alexander Cohen just got the arrest warrant. Alexander, this guy's been in the hospital since, I guess, sometime last month.
Right, this occurred about 10 days ago, Amy, but now a lot of this is starting to wrap up as police string through this investigation. Here's some of the information we have confirmed. According to police, 3 men entered a residence on Cunniff Parkley and demanded the belongings from Christopher Christian and Ryan Bowden. Police say Christian and Bowden were at their grandmother's house when those demands quickly escalated to shots fired. New this morning, Brandon Richardson has been booked in jail on especially aggravated robbery. The other shooting suspect, Antonio Duvall, is not currently booked in jail. On April 25th, police say Richardson, Duvall, and a 3rd suspect entered the home recording studio with a gun, making demands. Officers say that the 2 suspects mentioned they were Rolling 60s gang members. Both victims began wrestling with the armed suspects after they reportedly reached in their pockets for cash. During the altercation, guns went off, injuring the 2 suspects as well as the 2 victims. Moments later, the suspects fled in a vehicle, but later showed up to Skyline Hospital with gunshot wounds. All 4 men are expected to make a full recovery, but this complicated incident remains under investigation. Reporting live in the newsroom, Alexander Cohen, News Channel 5.
Alexandra, thanks so much. Happening right now. That Amber Alert we've told you about for a day or so now, it continues across the state. We told you about Carly Trent when the TBI issued the Endangered Child Alert Wednesday night, saying the little 9-year-old pictured there was taken by her uncle, Gary Simpson, under what police are now calling false pretenses. Authorities have now elevated the situation with new photos showing Simpson at a Walmart over in East Tennessee. This was taken last night. He's believed to be driving a white 2002 Dodge conversion van, pictured right there, with Tennessee plates. Call 1-800-TBI-FIND if you've seen Carly, Gary Simpson, or the van. You can even call 911, they say, on this case.
And new developments in the controversial arrest of several elementary school students in Murfreesboro. Charges against those kids are being dropped, all except for one. The Murfreesboro Police Department released a report from an internal investigation yesterday into the arrest made at Hobgood Elementary last month. One officer has been put on administrative leave in connection with the incident, and we posted that full report on newschannel5.com so you could read it for yourself. And new developments: a mother is facing charges after her son allegedly shot and killed an 11-year-old schoolmate. Jennifer Almacher is charged with reckless endangerment. Almacher is the former planning and codes director for the city of Tullahoma. The shooting happened back in December at Almacher's home in Estill Springs. Police say her 12-year-old son shot and killed Sienna Owens with a 12-gauge shotgun. Almacher's son has been charged in juvenile detention with petitions with reckless homicide.
A man is facing some serious charges after yesterday's fiery crash on I-24.
And now the intense 911 calls have just been released.
There is some vehicles on fire, an 18. Oh my God. there's about 5 or 6 cars and one's in flames, and I don't know what the people.
Ma'am.
You can see from Sky 5 HD, 8 vehicles were involved, including a FedEx truck. Police say the driver of that semi slammed into a car and caused a chain reaction. One car burst into flames, leaving a stranger scrambling to save the person inside.
Can you tell if they're out of the vehicles?
We don't know. I don't know if the people are still in there or not. I think people was trying to get them out, but it caught on fire as soon as it was hit.
It was a military veteran and National Guardsman who pulled the man out of that burning car.
He was dazed. He didn't know what he was doing or where he was at. So luckily I was able to get the car door open and get him out before it went all the way up in the flames.
Thankfully he was in the area. Remarkably, no one was seriously hurt. THP has charged the FedEx truck driver with driving while fatigued. However, authorities have not released who is at fault for that crash.
All right, a huge night to tell you about in Smashville. The Predators win Game 4 in Round 2 of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Matthew Torres live at Bridgestone Arena, and I know you were at the game last night, so tell us all about it. How exciting was it?
It's so exciting. It was actually Kimberly Davis and I. We both attended the game last night. It's just a last-minute checkout, but obviously not a bad choice whatsoever, knowing that the game won in, obviously, Preds' favor. From the very get-go, I mean, fans were just going crazy, and it just went well into this morning, really, when the game ended just around 1 o'clock. Right now, we do know that since the 4-3 win for the Preds, meaning that the series is now tied.
Here's a chance, that called, shot, rebound, scores! Mike Fisher!
Your Nashville Preds were on fire last night as fans donning blue and gold cheered them on here at Bridgestone Arena. A wild night, might I add. The team finished Game 4 against the San Jose Sharks in the third overtime, the longest game played in Preds' history. This is also the first overtime game win on home ice. Colin Wilson scored the first goal less than a minute into the game, but it was tied by the Sharks shortly thereafter. Mike Fisher, though, a fan favorite, scoring the second goal, leading the Preds at the end of the first period. But by the second, the Sharks tied it up, but it wasn't enough for the Sharks when James Neal tied it 3-3 by the end of the third. Mike Fisher swooping in, claiming the win by scoring again in the third overtime.
Everyone did a great job. Everyone in our lineup played solid, played hard, and it was a great hockey game. And our fans had as much energy as anyone. Going out for that third, they're unbelievable, and try to feed off that a little bit too.
Game 5 will be played in San Jose this Saturday. Game 6 will be right here at Bridgestone Arena. You might want to buy your tickets already. I'm sure after last night's win, it is going to be sold out soon. You can buy them already here at the box office or online. Reporting live, I'm Matthew Torres, News Channel 5.